Good surveys versus not good surveys. The Fine Line by DJ Barnes. Now, let's see here. That here is a perfect example of a bad survey in itself. Let me go ahead and explain to you why. First off, we got to look at the structure. So we have the type, the length, the answer options, and the bias that we're going to be talking about today. Now, this is not all that we have when it comes to the knowledge, but we shall go into it. When it comes to the type, now you have three options: scales, short answers, option boxes. One thing to keep in mind is how much the audience matters. If you're going to have kids taking surveys, having them write a lot is probably not going to be a good idea. And along with that, make sure you don't keep one throughout the entire survey, or else it will get tedious. Diversity is key when it comes to surveys. Make sure when it comes to length that you don't be boring. You see this guy here? He's bored. You know why? Because he's taking this survey on the right about cheese. Now, when it comes to length, that goes for the questions, the answer, and the survey itself. Long surveys get tedious and people start just answering questions. And when it comes to long answers and long questions, you have to realize how many people are not going to read it at all and answer whatever they read first or what they see and like the most. Don't be boring. You don't want that guy right there taking your survey and then having to write about why he liked or didn't like your survey. Now, when it comes to answer options, first off, avoid fallacies at all costs. That is the biggest problem when it comes to surveys, other than something we'll talk about later on. Include all possible answers. You see here on the bottom right, it's talking about age. Now with that, on the left side, you're probably going to have kids who are going to be either under 17 or above 56 taking this essay or this survey. And while they're taking this survey, they don't have an answer option for them. So go ahead and make sure everyone can at least answer something so they don't have to just choose. Along with that, up there in the top left, these answer options are absurd, absolutely ridiculous. That's a terrible survey. Now, this goes along with the fallacies. Don't do it. Biases. The biggest part, I would say, would be the most negative aspect of surveys. Now, avoid at all cost with whatever you can. I'm telling you, you're going to have some people taking these surveys, and it's obviously going to be bad. Now, this is a prime example of a biased survey question. What's the most important issue facing our country today? They give you a certain amount of options that they believe to be the only issues facing the country today. You might have your own, issue facing the country today. What you believe is going to be the negative part about, why this country is the way it is. But one thing you must understand when you make these surveys is that people have their own opinions, and that makes for a bad survey.